So Kubrat Pulev defeats Tony Thompson with a 12-round unanimous decision, and he is now the number one contender for Vladimir Klitschko's IBF heavyweight title. If you've watched Pulev and Thompson a lot before, then this is the kind of fight you would have expected it to be. It was a chess match. Pulev is very patient. Thompson won the early rounds. Pulev wasn't worried. It's a 12-round fight. And if you've watched him before, you'll know he's been in fights like this before where he's been giving away some of the early rounds. He makes an adjustment. He's very patient. He knows it's a 12-round fight. There's no rush. I know Dwyer and a couple other people pointed out the fact that Pulev lost to southpaws in the amateurs. But in the amateurs, it's only a 3-round fight. You know, a guy like Pulev, who's not really a spectacular, knockout artist, he was always in a struggle with those kind of fighters in the amateurs because he only has three rounds to get it done. Whereas in the pro game, he has 12 rounds to get it done. So he played chess with Thompson, which is pretty much what I expected and what most people expected. And he won the chess match. Thompson faded late, badly. And he's faded before in other fights. In the Klitschko fight, the first fight, he also faded late. So that should also come as no real surprise. And, for the most part, I thought Pulev looked good. Some people are saying that, he was a workman-like performance, but I don't think he's ready for Vladimir Klitschko. Well, I'd still pick Vladimir Klitschko to beat him, but I don't see Vladimir Klitschko having an easy time with Kubrat Pulev, even now. Never mind that, whether the fight's now or whether it's down the line. I don't see Klitschko having an easy time with this guy because Pulev is very patient and he's very smart. Right, he's a very, very smart fighter. I see him and Vladimir as a competitive fight, no matter when it happens. If it happens now or a year, 18 months down the line, I see it as a competitive fight. And I've been saying this for a long time. I know a lot of the people on my Facebook can testify to this, but I've been saying for a long time that I think it would be Vladimir's most difficult fight for some years if he was to face Kubrat Pulev. So, Pulev did his thing in there. He showed that he can deal with southpaws. His right hand was, to me, improved. Yeah, he improved the right hand. He was throwing it a little bit straighter. Occasionally, he did still loop it a little bit and fall off balance. But for the most part, I thought he showed an improved straight right hand. In terms of weaknesses, he can't really fight on the inside. There was a point in the fight where Thompson realized that he couldn't outbox Pulev from the outside because Pulev was getting the better of it. Pulev has got he's very agile on his feet for a big man. He bounces around and he messes around with the range. He moves in and out constantly. And that started throwing Thompson off. He just couldn't keep up with that constant bounce, back and forth bounce that Pulev was keeping up with. So Thompson decided to just, hold his hands high, Tyson Fury style, the way Tyson Fury did against Steve Cunningham, and just walk forward and try and get on the inside against Pulev. And he did actually have some success with that from a tactical standpoint. I think Pulev don't like it when someone comes at him like that because Pulev can't fight on the inside. That's one thing I will say. Like a lot of the Eastern European fighters, he has no inside game. And he basically just resorted to, grabbing Thompson, leaning on him and all those kind of things. Pretty similar to how Vladimir Klitschko deals with guys who come at him. Pulev is not a perfect fighter. He does have his issues. He does have his weaknesses. But against someone like Vladimir Klitschko, that's not going to be a problem because Vladimir Klitschko don't fight on the inside either. So I think him against Klitschko would be a competitive fight. Like I say, I would pick Vladimir, but I wouldn't be surprised about an upset, because Pulev, he's a very smart guy and he's very confident, as I've said before. He's a very, very confident fighter. He's not going to be someone that goes there intimidated by Vladimir Klitschko or anything like that. He's going to be very, very confident of beating Vladimir, and that's the most important thing. When it comes to fighting the Klitschkos, a lot of the time is having the confidence to put it on them, and Pulev has it, man. He has the confidence in spades. So let's see if he decides to go ahead with a Klitschko fight next. Like I say, I'll probably lean towards Vladimir, but to me, it's a competitive fight. I'd like to see it. So leave your comment in the comment section below. How do you feel Pulev would do against Vladimir? How did you feel about his performance? I know people say Pulev lacks power, but I don't know, man. I thought he stunned Thompson a couple times there. He's not a big puncher. Let's not get it twisted. He's not a massive puncher. But with the accumulation of shots that he can land on people, he can eventually take you out. And we know Vladimir has never had the greatest chin. And he's not used to getting hit as well, Vladimir. How would he react if he starts getting clocked consistently by Pulev? And Pulev's jab wasn't really a factor in this fight against Thompson because it's hard to land jabs on southpaws. But Vladimir is an orthodox fighter, so it's going to be Pulev's great left jab, which you didn't really see in this fight, against Vladimir's great left jab. So I don't know, man. It's interesting to me. So yeah, leave your comments in the comment section below. This is Hatman. I'm out.